Hello? 86? I'm almost in. I'm almost there. Oh my god. I couldn't sleep, Jess. I could not get sleep. I was doing stuff on Twitch until the early hours. I think I got what, 2, maybe 3 hours of sleep. I'm running on hype. 11! Oh my god! There's only 11 people ahead of me. Oh. So, how is everyone? How are you doing? Woohoo! Yeah. I think we're all running on hype. I've got my tissues open and ready to go, just in case. I don't imagine I'll be crying just yet, but you never know. You never know. Me neither. It was like Christmas. I know. I had the what you call them? The anxious jitters. You know, those, like, my feet were constantly twitching. I was like, I was constantly tossing and turning, and all I could do was just go to my phone and be like, it's not time yet. It's not in the morning. It's not 9 a.m. It's in, I don't know why I was so hyped, because I wasn't thinking I could play it this early anyway. So, you just knew. Never know. No. So my dad slept in. This is why I'm streaming now and not later. My dad slept in, so I get to stream now rather than later. So I didn't get to do my shopping. Luckily, I have snacks all ready and stuff. I'm not taking them out because it's way too early for chocolate and stuff. I got my drink next to me. I've got loads of... Well, I got another drink next to me there. I think I'm ready. I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I'm prepared. I don't even know what to prepare for. The end, clearly, but I don't know what that means. Nobody does. Except for the people that are already playing. By the way, I saw that every single person that I know is streaming right now, except for just a few people here and there. Everyone else is streaming right now. Now, I did pop into 1 or 2, but I didn't get spoiled. Don't worry. I think I saw a shot of Charlea, but that was from a thumbnail. So hopefully I'm good. I haven't been spoiled yet. No spoilers in chat, please. Oh my god. It's stuck at 11! Let me in! Servers have crashed? Wait, no, what? No, don't say that! No, don't say that! Really? Please say that you're messing with me? Have the servers really crashed? You're kidding. Now's not the time for joking. It's okay. I wouldn't put it past the servers crashing, to be fair, in early access. No spoilers from me. I haven't even gotten in yet. Oh no, I know. Don't worry. And don't worry, Jess, I'm not going straight into MSQ. I'm Just want to get in first. Do you like I did something new with my dragon? Do you like it? He dances every now and again. I've updated a lot of stuff for Twitch for Endwalker. I hope you all like it. All the alerts, more sound stuff. I've done a lot of stuff, like literally overnight. So I hope you guys have fun with those at some stage.
FBI, open up!
Like that, yeah. You couldn't help yourself from kidding around? Ah, it's alright. It's all fun. It's alright. Making sure they work? Does that mean you're gonna test all of them? Do you have enough channel points to test all of them? You actually might have enough channel points. Ah! We're loading! Something's happening! I'm in! It feels like an age since I've seen the MSQ marker. Oh my god. Oh no, it's giving me my help guide. I don't need that. Go away. Okay, so fluid ore is gone. So let me remove that from my thing. There we go. Bye-bye. I will not miss you. Okay. The first thing is not MSQ, weirdly enough. I know, it sounds weird, but the first thing is not immediate MSQ. The first thing is fixing my hot bells. So, oh my sweet good Jesus Christ. Oh Lord. Oh my gosh. Everything's gone for Summoner. Oh Lord. I don't even know if I want to touch this, if I'm being honest. Okay. Oh my god, a lot of stuff is gone. So let's just remove these. Remove all the ones that we can't use anymore, because... Oh, good lord. Okay. Physics fine. Rune... Why is Rune 3 on my bar twice? Okay. So... have that there. Wait. Actually. We'll keep that here. Where are my other traits? Roll! Actions! Oh, sweet god. So summon Kirby is a thing. Aether change grants Aether charge increase. Okay, so that's a hang on. Wait, what? Oh, does it just become that? Is that what it's telling me? Yeah, it just becomes Balmont. Okay, fair enough. Summon Ruby. That's a spell. I have no idea what any of these things are gonna do. Outburst is a thing. Oh wait, no, I have that already. Never mind. Okay, so Ifrit, Titan, Garuda. So it goes in that order. We may be here for a while. I have summoned Bahamut like twice. Oh, there's gonna be a lot of fixing up with this. I think I need to go into like Palace of the Dead so that like know where everything should be and what my hotbar should be like. Right, Dancer has nothing. Good, fantastic. I don't have to change anything there. Nothing new with Paladin as of yet, although it's showing me the job help thing. Can you get rid of that as I'm going along? That would be nice. Scholar. Well, Scholar didn't change all that much. Thank God. Bard didn't change all that much. Great. Gunbreaker's fine. Warrior's fine. Red Mage is fine. Oh, Monk needs work. As does Dragoon as well. Blood of the Dragon is gone. Okay. Ninja. Sorry, I need to get rid of these help menus. Hang on. There we go. Oh, we have a new thing. Hang on. There we go. Save. Right. Using Dark Nature is fine. Hey. Okay, so. Oh, how do I want to do this? So I want to level 2 classes at once, which is probably not the best idea. I feel as though, because this is a kind of paladin type expansion, that I should try and keep to my paladin as much as possible. So we may do that. Oh look, there's Sage! And look, there's Reaper! Woo! Oh my god. This is much tidier and nice. Oh, look at it. Look at it. It's so much nice. Look, I can't speak words. Okay. I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready. Oh, right. So once I get to, because I know we're going to Limsa at some point, and by the sounds of it, the first quest is going to take me to Limsa. As soon as I get to Limsa, I'm gonna unlock Sage so that I have it unlocked. So that's like, I'm unlocking Sage and Reaper, but I'm just not doing it yet. I want to do some story. I'm dying to dig into the story. So, I think, that being said, alright. They got rid of the Aether Compass, didn't they? Yeah. The Aether Compass is gone. So it's now in my collections. Discard? Yes. There we go. I accidentally linked it. There we go. Embrace your inner Gundam with Sage. I know, right? I'm kind of dying to try it out, if I'm being honest. It looks cool. Also, there's gonna be some kind of, because it's a new. Ah, Jesus fucking Christ! Yes, I get there. So, because, where was I going with this? I've lost my train of thought, Kuro. Why do you do this? Okay, right. I'm RP walking this. I know I'm going to go very slowly. First order of business is not to talk to Alphino. It is to talk to these guys. What do you have to say? Anything new? Oh, actually, this might all be the same. Ah! Go away! Stop it! I will up the price. Oh, that was Matt that time. I thought it was bloody Kuro again. Okay, I think everybody's dialogue is the same. Yeah. Okay, so their dialogue hasn't updated yet. I'm guessing as soon as I start this, that's gonna change. So, Alphidi! Ho 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 ho! Look at that pic! Oh, the next ship to sail. Oh. Alfie is feeling the need to take stock. Okay. I'm guessing of the situation. Okay, here we go. Amber, do you have some time to talk? I would like to gather everyone in Dawn's Respite. together assess the situation in which we find ourselves. Straight into a cutscene. Please be voice acted. Ooh! This is pretty. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I'm so glad I realized that. Oh, that's such a nice theme! I kind of could sit here and listen to it. Right. Let us take stock of the facts, shall we? The chaos at hand began with the sudden appearance of the ominous towers in the multiple of locations throughout the world. We have since learned that said structures were brought into being by the organization known as the Talak. Words. The Talak stated purpose is to recreate the final days of eons past. An apocalyptic event that would result in the destruction of all we hold dear. Already these towers of theirs these towers of theirs been used to cause untold suffering. Countless innocents kidnapped and imprisoned. Their fates prevented from their fate perverted. I think I'll catch up with you later, Amber. Enjoy the MSQ. I will. Off you pop. Don't feel like you have to say that. That's one thing I'm gonna say now, just before I go any further. Guys, don't feel like you have to stay. I'll be going very slow through this, so some people are already ahead of me. If you feel like you don't want to lurk and don't want to watch, that's fine. You can always watch the VODs later. This is going up on YouTube afterwards as well, so no worries. I can't say that word. Perverted from summoning primals. And unless we find a way to deal with the corruptive aura surrounding these spires, we can't even get close to rescuing anyone. Those shielded but with the blessing of light seem to able to resist being tempered, at least. But after what happened to Arnvold and Fredola, we need to be very, very careful about how we proceed. Yet while these threats close to home are paramount concern, we mustn't lose sight of the situation in Garlemald. As you know, the Talak are under the leadership of Fandaniel and the one other dreadful fellow, Xenos of Galvas, the Crown Prince, our dear friend. To date, he's reclaimed his body, murdering Emperor Varus, and plunged Garlemald into an even deeper pit of chaos. The capital has probably since seen the worst of it for a good while there. It saw the bloodiest fighting in the War of Succession, but that has since changed in troubling ways. Aye, during our reconnaissance, the air was not once rent by the barking of cannons and the cries of discord. 'Twas an air of fog of silence which did blanket that city, ruined city. The inhabitants appeared to have been tempered, and with nary a word spoken did they labour to transform the palace into a soaring edifice born of nightmares. If they were indeed made trails, it seems safe to assume that these events too were orchestrated by the Talak. An army of primals is an awful enough to, but in light of recent developments, I fear it is only a prelude to something greater, some even greater catastrophe. We need to devise a means to counter this threat, and quickly, before our allies are overwhelmed. We will find a way into Charlian, I'm sure of it. Master Fortuna's comments regarding the final days were curious to say the least. The Forum knows more than they're letting on. Oh, speak of the devil. Sorry to interrupt. I've got your tickets! Oh, Lord. Oh, that's well. I've just received word from Mistress Cryle. She seems to have arranged she says arrangements for your visit has been finalized. I could just bop to this music all day. You're to head to Limsa Laminsa and board the next ship bound for Charlian. And on arrival, present yourself to the Association of the Students of Baldessian. Come to the assistance with the Order of Restoration. The arrangements may be settled, but what are your thoughts? They must race at the prospect of returning home after so long. I am eager to see it, of course. Of course. We shall set off at once. Then I'll accompany you to the docks. You'll need at least one person there to wave and cry and wish you a safe journey. Oh, I like the new accepted thing. Oh. Oh, okay, Limsa. I'm nervous. I'm getting nervous. Okay, from what I know, the sage is somewhere around here, so let's go find it. There it is! It's over there! Let's go run to it then. Charlene Maiden, that be it. Oh, okay. Oh, there's the soul crystal. No, that's what the weapon looks like. Can I try it on? Oh. Okay. Okay. Minsa, former disputable haven of pirates. Now one of the realm's finest city-states, boasting with perilous and shipping industry and an enduring culinary career. Oh, how it bustles. The tomes do not lie. Hello there. Well, I'm here, Mother, in a faraway Eorzea. I will complete this mission, just you watch in your noble name. And as first of my class, I will succeed. And afterwards, perhaps I shall invite the esteemed alluring Alize for tea. Oh, she's an Alize admirer. At least the Bismarck? I am an envoy of everyone. I will be the envy of everyone. I can't read clearly. Ah! My apologies, good man. I failed to notice you. I am... Oh, sweet baby god. Lahan Jin Jahlam. How you pronounce it? I'm just gonna call you Leia. Is that okay? I am Leia, a native of Charlian. By your appearance, I assume you're an adventurer. Are you, by chance, well-traveled in Eorzea? So you are. How fortuitous. And Amber is your name, you say? I'd swear I'd heard it somewhere before. In any event, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. As for myself, I am an operative on a mission from the Forum, our nation's governing body. This being my first time in Eorzea, I studied as best I could in preparation, but there is no substitute for a local's knowledge. Thus, did I intend to hire an adventurer like yourself to serve as my escort. The mission is to pursue and capture a fugitives, and thus it will entail some danger, but you appear to be no stranger to such. Might you be willing to assist me in this endeavor? You basically want me to babysit you. I'd be glad to give you a tour. Wonderful. Well, I have some skill with a blade and can fend for myself. I shall be glad of your capable company. Now then, ere I divulge the particulars of my mission, we should head somewhere more private. Perhaps outside the city by the Zephyr Gates? Okay. Jesus Christ. Whew. Okay. Here we go. Might as well do it. I won't be back here for a while. Now, I believe, can I just... Nah. So, if I just click... Wait. I think I do have to just double click for the outside. Oh my god. Oh lord. There's a few people here. Look at all the sages. Forgive me if I seem overly cautious, but this mission is highly confidential. Were the wrong people to learn of it, my superiors would give me an earful. But I believe we may speak freely here. So permit me to brief you on the details. Ah yes. There is nobody around to hear this confidential secret. Nope. No one. Absolutely no one. As mentioned, I am on the trail of fugitives, criminals who fled from Charlea. Came to these shores. Extremely dangerous individuals who have enchanted themselves via forbidden means which have rendered them unsound of mind. While in this state of delubrum, one of their I can't read. We're being attacked? Thank you. Who's attacking you? Is it the dragon? He might just want food. But there are others remain at large and pose a threat to innocence. Their leader, Vieira Mail, is also leads to stolen valuable technology secret. I'm just no good at reading, but I'll get there. By reference material, I brought the soul crystal. Ow! It's hot! Hot! What in the world? I've never known soul crystals to give off such heat before. Phew. It's finally cooled down. But what could have triggered the intense reaction? Wait, a doggo? No, bad dragon. Bad doggo. I almost said bad dragon. Not even the studium did ever witness such a thing, but maybe it was you. The technological secrets which were stolen are contained in a similar crystal. This particular sample has been loaned to me by a healing institute in Charlene. Tell me, Amber, in the course of your adventures, have you ever firmly wished to save someone? But failed to do so despite your best efforts? And afterwards cursed your own powerlessness. Yeah. Yes, actually. Forgive me, but if my question was indelicate. But there is no doubt the soul crystal resonated with that desire within you. When I received the crystal, I was told that I should it respond in this manner to an Eorzean collaborator, I should entrust it to them. For the knowledge it imparts the knowledge of semantics would surely avail me in my mission. Developed at the studium. Oh god. Is a discipline which combines the wisdom of medicine, aetherological and sorcery, and those who have mastered it are called sages. Through medicine, a sage grasps the workings of the flesh. Through aethologically, she unlocks the secrets of the soul, and through sorcery, she learns to manipulate the two. Thus trained, a sage has the ability to both strengthen and heal, yet by the same token, she is also capable of the opposite, of causing harm. Not just anyone can take up the sage's art. One must be prepared to hold the lives of others in one's hand. Are you willing to bear such a burden, Amber? If you are, and would swear to use this art for good, then I shall entrust this soul crystal to you. Yes, give me. Oh lord, more people. So have you come to this decision? Then I will bear witness to your pledge. Do you swear to use the sage art for good and to wield the power in the best of your judgment and ability? Yes. Excellent. Chosen as you are by the crystal, I have faith that you will rise to the occasion. When those around us you cry for succor, the crystal shall be your ally, for it bears wisdom of the sages past and their hopes for the future. By hearkening to their whispers and following their footsteps, you will come to embody these hopes, to save and change countless lives. Lest you worry, you will learn the art. I can provide guidance to an extent. In any case, during my time in the studium, I had the occasion to study semantics. You see, while I wasn't gifted at spellcraft, I came to favor steel. I remember the lessons and will share what I know. Together with the soul crystal, I shall provide you with the set of sage garments. Oh boy! Lots of reading. Lots and lots of reading. So go on, take up your crystal and don your attire, and we shall begin your training. Stage unlocked. Okay. Let's go over somewhere where there's not like 10 million people. Okay. Oh my god, my stuff. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Right. Yeah, I'm gonna put my focus bar over here, I think. Hopefully that's fine. Woo! Right, oh my god, my HUD is a mess. Oh, I think I'll sort out this at another stage. Nope. Somebody's testing out their sage on me. Thank you. Right, off I go. I'll do the quests and level it up off stream. What I might do is I might get it to 80 and continue the quest then once I get it to 80. But I'm not leveling it up now. Time to say farewell to Limsa for a while. Some people are doing their quests, the side quests here. I did them all. Oh look, somebody's a Reaper! Ah. Of course it's a Lala. You got another Catboy Reaper there? Oh, I love it. Alright, there we go. You can do it via the map now. Okay. Oh my god, there's so many people here. What grim reason to bring? What a grim reason to bring us you to Charlene. Not much to be done about it, I suppose, but I would have liked to give you a grand tour under happier circumstances. Aww. I might have lived in Master Matoya's cave for a good part of my life, but even for me, the thought of returning to Charlene is quite exciting. I can hardly imagine how it is for the others who have lived most of their lives there. Though part of me looks forward to returning home, I've not forgotten that my father stripped us of our privileges of our family's name. I hope it doesn't cause trouble with the officials upon our arrival. Yep, that's a thing that happened. Right, where's everybody else? Well, Arianja, let's get it out of the way. I shudder to think of what manner of truth awaits us beyond the inner indigo deep. Still more, I do dread to prospect of discussions long overdue. Okay, Thancred. Contrary to what you might think, this will be like going home for me as well. I may have learned how to survive in Limsa Luminsa, but I was in Charlene where I was taught by quite relentlessly, I might add. The skills they properly live? Estinian. Sea travel can be treacherous, but I don't mind it. Tis a rare experience for most Ishgardians. I never thought the day would come when I would be sailing home again. It almost seems so very far away. Right, Tatara, where are you? I can't see you. Everybody's on top of you. Tataru! I can see it, barely. There we go. Everyone's here? Good. Which is good, because I have already paid for your passage, and the fee is non-refundable. The ship for Charlian should be pulling into port soon. So please follow me and have all your luggage close at hand. Oh yeah. I have all my luggage.
They've almost finished loading our cargo. We should be ready to depart right on schedule. Or so I'm told.
Yay.
Excellent. 'Tis nice to have a smooth beginning to one's journey, at the very least.
It's funny. Master Louis Soir came here on a ship very much like this one. And now, years later, the street urchin he befriended that day is bound for his mentor's homeland. With his mentor's grandchildren, no less.
Aye. 'Tis upon reflection that every twist of time's river and fate's whims are brought into sharp relief. Thou hast matured much in the intervening years. Wert thou not caught attempting to relieve Master Louis Soir of his purse scant moments after he made landfall upon this dock?
Lol.
Oh, really? Now that's a tale I'd like to hear.
Will this be your first visit to Charlian, Sir Estinian?
Sir Estinian. Just call him Big Bro, please.
Sir Estinian?
Are we strangers newly met? Why this stiff formality?
Oh, thank you! There we go.
I merely meant it as a professional courtesy, since we are now colleagues in an official sense.
No.
I'd rather you dispense with the sirs, especially in private company. Or I'll be forced to respond in kind, little Lord Alphino.
You've made your point, Estinian. Painfully well.
Better.
I love it! So good! I'm so happy. Oh no. Tartar is so
Are
sad.
you all right, Tataru? You seem positively distraught.
Distraught? Me? Don't be silly. I think it's lovely that they get to see their homeland. It's just, we're trying to thwart the schemes of an army hellbent on destroying the world. And once again, I have to stay behind and worry that this is the last time I'll get to see my friends.
I'll bring them back safe and sound, I promise. I really don't want to make that, but no sense worrying about things that we're powerless to change. I gotta do that one. I'll bring them back, I promise.
I'll hold you to that.
This is where I regret my choices.
Ah, good. You're still here.
Hey, Hori!
Hori! Kultine! What brings you all this way?
We're to assist the Maelstrom and the Kobolds with a lunar primal operation, so we thought we'd see you off before heading to the tower. Flamine and the others wish you all a safe journey, and promise that they'll look after things here until you return. We will too, of course. Aye. We, your fellow Scions of the Seventh Dawn, will do our part to ensure the end of the world won't happen on our watch.
Yeah.
We set the sail! All aboard for Charlian!
It's time.
Away
Then
we
must
go.
delay no longer. We will contact you the moment we learn aught of value. Wish us luck.
Here we go. I'm nervous.
Have a safe journey, and please, please, be careful.
Here we go. I'm starting to get really nervous now.
And so you venture forth.
Oh, hey, Emmett.
A fate beyond the horizon that cannot be divined. A future undefined and in flux. In uncertain times, naught but the simplest words of wisdom will suffice.
And what, pray tell, would those words be?
That which lives is destined to die. Love leads to loss. Every beginning has an end. Treasure every moment, every step of your descent.
Oh God.
And there, in the depths where souls and stars rest, find your truth.
I don't know if I wanna. Hey, the map is back. I was wondering if this would come back. Neat. I like that. Off we go. Loading. Hello, answers. Here. Oh Lord. Hi, Heidelin.
Feel.
Where am I?
Think.
The day has barely dawned, my fellow earlier riser. Though we're hardly alone in that. Envious of those still sleeping soundly, no doubt. Called out to you, you say? I've heard nothing myself. In any case, I dare say the sea air will do you good. Why not join the others on deck? Charlian should be coming into view at any moment.
No. So cute. Oh.
my voice yet reaches you. I am glad.
I'm not. I don't trust you. You
Hear, feel, think.
No.
And thus do we meet face to face at last. My warrior of light, guided by the crystal.
Yeah. I can no longer trust your words. Oh, that's a good one. Why now, Heidelin? Oh, they're too good. Which one should I pick? I kind of want to go with this one. I can trust your words no longer. I'm gonna ask her why. Why now?
After your sojourn in the First, I believe you have your answer.
So you know.
You have gained an understanding of what I truly am. What Heidelin has always been. A primal.
Does that mean I'm tempered by you?
Zodiac was created to forestall the apocalypse, which threatened the ancient world. And I was brought forth to bind him.
Uh-huh.
Yet 7 times now, those who would orchestrate a return to that bygone era have rejoined a shard to the god I had sundered. The greater his strength grows, the swifter does mine own diminish. The power to draw your mind into the rift betwixt is no longer mine to wield.
But,
Yet though it taxes me sorely, I dare not leave these words unsaid.
Okay.
Even bereft of my guidance, you and your companions have accepted the burden of this star's troubled past. A conjunction has begun to form, an intertwining of your time and mine. Wheels shudder and turn. Conflict looms. Monumental. Which will decide the fate of this world and all life upon it. When you truly understand what is at stake, and your journey has prepared you to surmount the insurmountable, then shall I honor the promise made in another time, another age.
Cast your peepers to the fore, folks. Sharlian's just over yonder.
I will not keep you further. Your traveler's heart must yearn to behold this unfamiliar land. We shall meet again, and soon.
Okay. You haven't changed my mind, Heidelin. I still hate you. No, the twins are up.
Oh, what a fine morning. Oh, still a bit stiff though.
And a good morning to you too. Taken a look at the island already?
Then let's go. Let's go! Might still be room in the prow if we're lucky.
Ah, the sleepers have arisen. There she is. Good old Sharlayan.
Oh, I see it.
Can I see? Oh, there it is! Oh, love it.
Home. Home at last. Well, maybe not in Father's eyes, but we'll manage on our own, if we must.
You do know you're not alone in this, don't you?
Indeed. 'Tis as Sir Estinian said. Forget not the comrades who boarded this ship at your side, I prithee.
Thank you, my friends. We are ever grateful for your steadfast support.
Upon arrival, we will be disembarking into the heart of Sharlayan proper. There is no greater concentration of wisdom in all the world. I am confident that somewhere within that center of knowledge and learning, we will find the answers we seek.
I'm just gonna bop to the music. There's the moon! It's not red. Endwalker. Oh.
Sharlayan, the solitary island nation of the northern seas. Where under the watchful gaze of Talak, patron deity of scholars, academics hoard all manner of knowledge and secrets. Once, they deigned to accept foreign students into a distant colony maintained in the Dravanian hinterlands. How swiftly they abandoned it once the first Garlean boot set hostile foot on Alamegan soil.
That's right.
So averse to the prosecution of war, these men of wisdom, your would-be allies.
The Northern Sea empty, old Sharlayan.
I thought they'd never let us off the ship. What's next then? Entry applications?
Hopefully they find no cause to deny us.
Hasn't Sharlayan all but severed relations with foreign powers? Those of us without direct ties, myself included, may be refused outright.
That's true.
'Tis true that, as a nation, Sharlayan only forms trade agreements with a select few neutral countries. But from a practical standpoint, an island cannot afford to be overly strict with its borders, especially not if that island's people are wholly devoted to the accumulation of knowledge. If one submits the proper paperwork, with satisfactory evidence of identity and intent, then foreigners may be granted entry.
May.
Quite. So let us be absolutely clear on these points before we proceed. The immigration officer will ask for your affiliation and your purpose of visit. Considering Sharlayan's views on intervention, I strongly suggest we avoid any mention of the Scions. Kral has laid the groundwork for us to act as associates of the students of Baldessian, and our ostensible reason for being here is to aid in their order's restoration. Grahatir, it might expedite our progress should an actual student be seen at the head of our little group. Would you mind leading the way?
Of course. The immigration offices were this way, as I recall. Shall we?
Let's go.
Greetings. We've just arrived and are eager to make our way into the city. Would you be so kind as to process our entry applications?
Certainly. I see by your mark you are an Archon.
I am. Grahat here of the Students of Baldassian at your service. I was assigned to an Eorzean survey team, but have returned to assist with the reformation of my order. My associates here will provide additional support.
Very good. I have paperwork detailing your group and its scheduled arrival for today. And it seems some few of your companions are also Archons. If you'll step forward, we can process those applications first.
Ishtola rule.
Oh, that's cool.
See how it glows? That list is etherically linked with a citizen registry kept in the main repository.
That's cool.
I've confirmed your status as Archons and amended your travel records accordingly. Welcome home. Now, who do we have here?
Alphino Leveilleur.
And Alize Leveilleur.
Uh-oh.
Your applications have also been approved.
Oh, thank God.
Having said that, the streets are abuzz with talk of how House Leveilleur's lord disowned his young progeny.
Oh boy.
And while such personal circumstances constitute no reason to deny you entry, I urge you to avoid exacerbating your present situation. Times are quite troubled enough already.
Okay.
We shall keep that in mind.
These last two are not Sharlayan natives, but you will find their credentials are in order. An application was made in advance.
Name and occupation?
Okay.
Indeed. Your profile describes you as an adventurer.
Oh, God damn it!
Also trained in the rather more constructive.
Okay, it worked. It's okay.
And production.
Yes. Okay.
You may enter.
Sweet.
And you, sir?
Estinian Valino, formerly of the Order of the Knights Dragoon in Ishgard.
Formally, at least. And what, pray tell, is your profession now?
He can't think of anything. Bodyguard. Bodyguard.
If you'll allow me...
Kryl.
My associate is a mercenary, hired for his strength at arms. Surely you are aware of the dangers we often face on our forays into the wilderness.
Mistress Baldessian, if you insist on sponsoring his entry, then so be it. But while I appreciate that desperate times call for desperate measures, I find your choice of company concerning. Be advised that even a single misstep may have severe repercussions for your organization.
I have every confidence in my chosen company, dear and trusted comrades that they are. But I thank you for your concern.
Croyle, it is good to see you.
Likewise. Long voyage notwithstanding, you will seem none the worse for wear. There is much to discuss, but this is hardly the place. Let's be on our way, shall we?
Yes, let's.
Oh! Welcome, friends, to Sharlayan.
As your mercenary, I should hope my welcome includes a generous salary.
I had to say something, Sir Taciturn.
Oh, the banter has begun. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, I should have talked to everybody. Oh well. I'm glad I spotted your ship coming into port. The officer are born bureaucrat and stickler for detail. In any case, you may relax and take a moment to get your land legs back. Yeah. That was about as awkward as expected. Still, we're here now. That's all that matters. I'm fine, honestly. Better than to be waved through than with a stern warning than be denied entry out after all. Even allowing that the years I spent in the first passed here in the blink of an eye, the city feels untouched by time. Allow me to extend unto thee the warmest welcome, Amber. May the wisdom of my homeland aid us in our endeavors. I might turn down the sound just a little bit, guys. There we go. That'll do. You are doubtless eager to take in the sights. Not to worry, Amber. The city is not like to vanish before we finish our discussion. Here we are at last, the great city of Sharlayan. You may have noticed some similarities with the Crystarium, yes? In fact, but we really should let Croyle have her say first. We can continue this conversation another time. Oh, he took inspiration? Aww. My boy. Hey, Estinian. I am unaccustomed for felicitating lies on demand. Why should it matter how I earn my living? I had thought to launch directly into an explanation of what I have learnt and how we might proceed. But this is Amber and Estinian's first time in Charlian, and for the rest of you, a homecoming that it was long overdue. You must have places you wish to visit, and people you're dying to see. Therefore, I propose we postpone our agenda so that you all may have sufficient time to recover from your journey and get to your bearings in the city. Once you've settled in, we can reconvene at the Baldessian's Axon. How does that sound? As a fine suggestion, we may not be welcome in the Levier estate as such, but I think I should like to nose around the neighborhood all the same. I'm equally tattered, as it were. I have no particular place that my kin call home. Still, I shall not pass up the opportunity to reacquaint myself with the city. Likewise, a quick tour of our old haunts might even yield some useful gossip. The accent was west of the Aetherite Plaza, wasn't it? I shall join you there anon. Yes, we'll see you there. I too have places I would be remiss in not visiting forthwith. By thy leave. What of you, Estinian? My services as a guide are yours for the asking. Does that mean Graha's my guide? Please, 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 please. Please, Yoshi, please. I pray to the god that is Yoshi P. Please let Graha be my guide. I will be the happiest person in the world. Okay, getting off topic. What have you, Estinian? My services as a guide are yours for the asking. That won't be necessary until we reconvene. I prefer to wander as the wind takes me. Oh, but I could, oh. Well, Raha, would you like to join us then? You've gone for quite a while, and this would be the perfect way to refresh those dusty old memories of yours. Of course. If you will have me. Come, Amber. Charlian awaits. I mean, yes, but Kryle's with us. Can it be called a day? It's close. I'm with my cat boy. It's fine. Okay. Let's talk to Kryle first. Oh dear, his enthusiasm is infectious, isn't it? After you, my friend. I'm more than content to follow your lead. Gratia will now accompany you. Keep him in your sights in order to proceed with the quest objectives. You can leave Grahatias behind by entering a different area using the Aetherite or putting too much distance between you. You can also speak to Grahatia and select options to part ways. If you wish to have Grahatia accompany you again, return and speak with him at his original location. While Grahatia is accompanying you next, Graha is accompanying you. Next, try speaking to Cryo. Ooh. You following? Hello? I'm happy. All set? Then let us be on our way. Our first stop is, amusingly enough, will be the last stand. It's a cafe on the west side of the harbour. Ooh. Kryl is now accompanying you. Lead the two companions to the last stand and speak with Kryl at the desired location, okay? While when you're accompanied, while you are accompanied, you may encounter conversation points along the way, which offer additional topics of discussion. Ooh. Entering the glowing area, speak to your quest companions to initiate the bonus conversations. Enjoy exploring your surroundings together. Oh, okay. There's one over there, and there's one here. Okay. We'll go to the cafe first. Oh. This is so cool. I gotta watch out for bubbles. Speech bubbles at some point. Discuss facility. Talk. Part ways. Talk. And I'm grateful that Kyle's help in reacquainting myself with this place. It's almost as if I'm seeing it with all new eyes, as you are. Okay, Kyle? Come on, let's head to the cafe. We may not, it may not seem so at a glance, but the last stand is actually a very important part of the city. Where is the last stand, out of curiosity? There. Okay, cool. Okay. Let's do Kryl first. Discuss. This place is called the Parasite, and it's the first stop for cargo unloaded at the docks. You'll find usually necessary for daily living and other imports vital to running an island nation, but also supply that further Charlene's pursuit of knowledge, namely large quantities of books, specimens, and samples. Sorting these stacks certainly seems to keep the attendants busy. discuss. With all the usual waves coming and going at all hours, I expect the assistance of a interpretive adventurer would be highly appreciated. I see no reason why we could not undertake any tasks which what's the word? Which crew your interest. You have been cleared by the immigration officers, after all. I look forward to the day your name is celebrated in Charlie in the same way it is in yours, yeah. Alright, off we go. So that's the cafe over here. I'm having fun. Oh, hey. This path leads towards the sea, known as the Talak Salta, so named for the structure of the scholar which stands at the end. As you know, the Charlian people prize the accumulation of wisdom above all else. 'Twas when Talak was chosen as patron deity that it was more a matter of permission than belief, and alignment of principles, as it were. He may be honored. We may have honored him with a rather impressive structure, yes, but our faith is no such restrictive as that of, say, the Ishgardians. Individually, Charlians can do worship the divinities of their choosing. Words are hard. Discuss the giant statue. Now that's a sight one could hardly forget, the great statue of Talak. The students of Baldessian, as a student of Baldessian, I was usually quartered on the Isle of Val, but, wait. But I would gaze upon the scholar's wise features every time I returned by ship to the city. Okay. Oh. Can I move you guys in closer to the thing so that I can talk to you? Ah yes, the last stand. Now that's an inviting aroma. And here we are, the last stand. I may have mentioned this before, but although our research into nutrition and food preparation is quite expensive, the average Charlie tends to regard seasoning and flavor with Act concern of indifference. How can I put this? The food is, it's bland. Bad food. What is it with Sherlians and their blandish food? As uncapsulated by our infamous Archon loaf, the prevailing sentiment towards cuisine is dearly value first and taste distant second. There was one pupil at the studium, however, who could stomach the school's insipid meals no longer. So he quit his lessons and poured all his savings into building a proper eatery. And so the last stand came to be. And it is, as it implies, a sole decorated outpost for fine dining in Charlene, the one and only bastion of culinary arts on the isle of otherwise Medicare fare. I seem to recall their burger being hailed as one of the more impressive items on the menu. Not that I ever had the pleasure of eating one myself. Because you were a typical Charlene when it came to cheap and convenient, Raha. Surely Tartaru has since taught you how to appreciate a well-prepared dish. We should all stop in when time permits and sample the cafe's delights. Shall we press on? The stairs at the side of the cafe will take us to the Aetherite Plaza. Whew! Oh my god, there's so many people. It's like NPCs. Oh. And let's zoom out a little bit. Look at it, it's so pretty! There's an Aetherite up there. Did I get it? I'm terrified that I'll lose these guys, so I want to be very careful. No spots in there. The other locations don't kind of show up on the map. If there's other locations where we can chat. Okay, here we go again. The Aetherite looks different from how I remember it. An unusual shape, isn't it? I assure you that, however, that it is perfectly functional, Aetherite. Remember to attune yourself before we move on. Now then, the diligent tour guide that I am, I should make mention of the Confection, a research facility located on this very plaza. Its much ventured discoveries are the reason Charlene stands at the forefront of teleportation technology. In deciphering their underlying principles of elegant Aetherites, it's allowed us to understand and reconstruct what was essentially a lost art. And off we go to our next destination. Our path leads northeast to the Alagora, Charlene's largest marketplace. The Alagora. Oh my god, this map is huge! This map is massive. Right, where's the Alagora? I'm guessing it's over here. No, that's the studio. The fuck is the marketplace? Oh, it's over here. Oh my god, this place is massive. Right. To the marketplace. I might take a break here in a minute, guys, so that and get something to eat. Oh, my friend Yuki's already on the first dungeon. Oh. 81. Gemstone, material. Out of curiosity, what do you sell? X potions. And, new bait. And Gressel greens. Oh, Dark Matter 8 though. So I have Dark Matter 7, so Dark Matter 8. I might get some of this. I don't think it, yeah. That'll do for now. Since I can repair my own gear now. We got tool suppliers. Let's check them out. Tradecraft stuff. Ooh. Nothing all that impressive. This looks like a gun blade. That's one saw. Hammers. Where are pans? secondary weapon or stuff. Okay. Oop. Pickaxes. So, 560. The item level goes up to at least 560. Good to know. What is my item level, actually? 510. Yeah. Okay. It's not too bad. He shall do. Weapons. Ooh. Do we already have better weapon? Yeah. Kind of. This is gonna be outdated though, by crafting stuff, right? Probably. I believe I got gear as well. Is it better? Yeah. Ooh. I keep them. Look at that. Pretty. Oh. Anything worth cracking my purse for today, I wonder? Welcome to the Allegora, where you can find wares made in Charlian, as well as the wide selection of imported goods. They also used to sell questionable prototypes from the various research institutions, but I think that practice has thankfully died out for the most part. Otherwise, I think of no better place to stock up for your next big adventure. Am I overselling it? On more serious note, next up is on our tour is one of which has particular relevance to the ultimate purpose, to our ultimate purpose here. We must head back to the Aetherite Plaza, follow the path north, and climb the stairs to the imposing building at the very top. Is that where the forum is? I'm gonna guess that's where the forum is, up there. Yeah, probably. What's this? You don't sell anything. But I kind of wish it was a store that sold books. Happy Moon Day. Oh my god, this is so pretty. Wow, that ninja traveled far. Ooh. Talk point. This is the Narbrahalium, an area dedicated to the blessings of water. For Charleans, water represents more than a life-sustaining liquid. It is a reminder of the Great Flood, which precipitated the birth of our nation, as well as the symbol of the knowledge which flows from Talak's divine Ur. This is the reason you see the ambient fountains throughout the city and the prospering utilization of water as decorative features in our architecture. Ooh. Is it snowing? It's snowing! Oh! Snow! Cool. Discusser? What? Wait, I did that already. Damn it! These little decorations feature are typical of Charlean architecture. Aside from the research wing, our headquarters on the Isle of Val was rather simple and rustic by comparison. Okay. Off we go. Man, a PM him actually. Save her. What an intriguing breeze. A touch biting, perhaps, but pleasant nonetheless. This grand structure before you is the Rostra. The name finds the origin public platform ejected here, upon which a form of elected representatives which deliver options and debate policy. Although at the stage has since eluded into the council chambers, the nature of the forum and its duties of its members, it remains largely unchanged. Am I boring you, Raha? You seem awfully distracted. My apologies. From here you can see the entire city spread out below. The vista brought me in mind of the first, those who gathered at the Crystal Tower asked me how they might go about building a new home. Naturally, my answers were well inspired by the knowledge of the finest settlements I could think of, the great Shalian city. City of Shalian. Blech. And bit by bit, those few buildings grew into a town, a community, the Crystarium. I can almost see its echo. I see. Feel free to come up here whenever you wish to. I don't think the councillors would object to you simply enjoying the view. Such memories should be cherished. For now, however, the tour must go on. Our spectacle sightseeing concludes with the flirting named Journey's End. Ooh. Walk down the stairs to the east and continue straight ahead. Okay. Journey's End. Over here. Okay. Let me get this Aetherite shard, though. So I was right. This is the forum building. Of course it is. My god, Pix is already at Labyrinthos already. Somebody's at Tavner. I'm not gonna look into these names too much. Oh boy! Got my work cut out for me. I'm going the wrong way. No, I actually haven't seen sightseeing vistas yet, but then again I haven't been on the lookout for them. This neighborhood is home to the highest echelons of Charlian society. I never did feel comfortable enough to wander these streets on a whim. We've arrived at Journey's End. History tells us this is where those who put us ashore with the Archon Nephlef built their first homes. In the present day, it serves as a residential district for the most important officials and the oldest Charlian families. You'll see that one mansion is clearly larger than its neighbors. That estate belongs to our friends, the House Levier. All things considered, we should probably keep our distance for the time being. Aww, but I want to see it. And with that, we bring our little Charliant tour to a close. I hope it has provided you with an entertaining experience. Now, shall we head directly for Bradician Annex? You remember the way, don't you, Raha? Let me think. Head down towards the harbour, cross the bridge to our right, then follow the path below the Aetherite Plaza. Correct. After you, Amber. And I can just look at the map and find a faster way to it. Oh, just over here. Okay, but I'm getting the things. I'm gonna get the things first, okay? You okay with that? Holy crap. Is that Ali and Alfie's house? Oh. Their house is huge. Like, legit huge. Of course, there's a fountain over there. Oh, that's a lovely place to sit in jeepos, though. Oh, there's so many lovely spots. Let's get the other Aetherite. Hopefully I shall be able to. Just cut across the grass. Hey, there's a talk point. I'm glad I went this way. Charlene is full of educational and research institutions, but there are still professors who prefer to embellish their own private practices. Not that I've ever attended the exclusive schools they run in these residences. Perhaps the twins could tell you more about them. Right, we crossed the bridge here, as I recall. Stick to the path and be careful not to end back in the Aetherite Plaza. Okay. Oh. I don't think I got this Aetherite. Okay, I haven't gotten every Aetherite yet. What Aetherite am I missing? Did I go the wrong way? Yes. I can go back up here though. And pursue. I kind of want to venture over to the studio as well. I'm surprised we didn't go there on our tour. I might skip this and go over to the stadium. Hopefully these guys will still follow me. And then I'll walk back. The people just chilling. This is a lovely area here. You have attuned yourself with all the Aetherite shards in Ilshalian. Oh, sweet. I'm gonna just set Aetherite back here. Oh wait, they don't teleport with me, right? Let's just walk back. It's fine. Spend time with my boy. Best boy. Graha? What happened? There we go. Nope. Okay. Talk. This is it. The Baldessian accent. Axel. Has a joyous look on Raha's face has undoubtedly informed you. This is the Baldessian Axel. If you continue up the hill, you will arrive at the doorstep of the Pandemonium, but I don't think we've explored enough. But I think we've explored enough for today, for one day. We can take you there another time. I already was there. It's okay. Inside with you, then. I'm back! And I brought Amber and Raha with me. Ah! You're right, you were right on about the ship then. Hello, Graha. It's nice to see you again. And it's a pleasure to finally meet you, Amber. I've heard many a tale of your exploits. Ojika Tsuga? It's been ages. It's been an age. Allow me to introduce Ogata Tatsuga Jekka, the administrator officer of the students of Baldessian. He oversees the day-to-day business of the Axel. You may recall meeting his cousin, Ijankya. Ah yes, Eureka. I've read the initial reports. Quite a shock to hear what's become of the Isle. Do take care if you have the opportunity to rejoin the expedition. Yeah, I haven't finished Eureka. I'm guessing you would have said something different if I had. This place is the second home to the students. The Isle of Val served as our main headquarters, of course, but we often had an occasion to visit Charlian, whether it make use of the city's research facilities, attend conferences, or recruit supplies from the distant shore. And the Axel was built to provide lodgings for our members while we were engaged in such activities. Ever since our former headquarters, along with the Isle itself, vanished, the Axel has served as our base of operations. And yet, it feels so empty. With so many lost to us, our organization is a shell of its former self. The day will come when we will see the students rise again. But first, we must ensure that the Thloffari fail. Through the door through the door on the left, there is the main hall, where we can discuss our options moving forward. Once everyone arrives, that is. You probably have time to rest before our discussions begin in earnest. I had a private quarters prepared for you in the Orderdon. Please feel free to make yourself at home. A nap at the nap room's perfect for an afternoon dose. Aww. Poor boy, he's tired. Oh, don't mind. I don't mean to give the wrong impression. The chambers are quite well pointed, far more than cheap roadside inn, you may be assured. 'Twas simply that we often so busy with research that our exhaustion from journey abroad that we would slip into the drone just to steal a few winks. And thus it became known as amongst students as nap rooms, even if many such naps might last into the following morning. Say the word and I'll be happy to show you to your chamber. Hopefully the others won't take too long in coming. I'll wait for you all in the main hall. Oh! Oh, there's... Do you have your papers posted on the walls of your room? 'Tis not unusual for occupants to pin notes and documents and such, and then forget to take them with when they were on their merry way. Sometimes it was quite deliberate, though. You may see complaints addressed to other members, and a thank you card for engrossing lectures someone left behind. Beloved treasures that I should know better than to dwell upon. If you were to create the future of the students of Baldessi and so many others, we must look to the days ahead. So, does that mean in-room? Welcome back, Amber. Ready for a nap? Let's see it. Clean the sheets, warm blankets await you as you like. I want to see it. I want to see it. Oh. Oh. Oh my god, it's lovely. Oh, look at the little desk. Oh. It feels too big for just me. Oh my god. Oh my god, I love it. Hey, first things first. Actually, botany, what can you do? Oh wait, no. Quit. Ah, cool, thank you. Tells me. Off you go. Assigned venture, but nope. Off you go. I must get my retainers as equipment. You can do nothing except for maybe that one. No. We'll just do quick exploration with you then. Let's go. Last but not least. Is that all of them sent off? Yes. Okay, good. Right. Where'd you go? This city is too big. I might get in a quick leveling roulette and then I might take a break. And I might do that on my healer, just so that I have my healer gets XP. Yep. Oh. Oh, those are the new things. Cool. Alright, let's do it. What are we gonna get? Oh, I just noticed the squish of the XP. I've only got to get like what is it, 5 mil to level up? Gee. Compared to like the what 52 mil or something crazy like that. Goddamn. Should be way easier to level up now. Leveling the roulette should still give me like half a bar. Yeah. Same with MSQ. Still gives like half your bar of XP. Yeah. Adventure in need. Tank. Oh my god, I'm level... Oh my god, this is so bad. I'm percent 50 in the queue. As a healer. Oh, leveling my healer might have to be done by fates. This is insane. After 50? Oh yeah. No, we're drawing from this, and I'm gonna go as my frickin' tank. Instant Q. And this is where I regret my life choices now, because I have to tank. Oh, homelister. Okay. Oh. That's the button I want. Oh my god. These bears hit hard. Come on, bears. Attack me, please. Thank you. Good, Clemency does still heal me a lot. Why doesn't he res? Like, run back. Wait. I need to lock my door. 600. Oh god. That's a big queue. I better not log out then. If the queue's gotten that big. Oh god. Oh god. Uh-oh. Speak of the devil, the server was lost. Oh no. Well, so much for staying logged in. This is a perfect time because I was going to take a break anyway. So whilst I'm waiting to get back into the game, which I will try and do while I'm eating, I'm going to take a break from streaming and stuff. So, let's see. Let's go raid somebody, I guess. Because we can. Who do we want to raid, though, is the question. Let's. I know who we can raid. Let's skip this because I don't want to. Alright. We'll go say hi to Mione. I'm gonna take a break from the stream. I will be back, but I don't know when I'll be back up. I need to go get food, so an hour, maybe 2 hours? I think that's a good break. So go check out Mio, and I'll see you later. Bye!
I'm slouching over, but hey Amber, thank you for the raid of 1. How you doing? Welcome in everyone. Hope you're all good How are you enjoying Endwalker today? Thank you for the 7 months. I swear you did that the other day. I swear you did that the other day, Amber. The heck? How did you... Is this a different Amber Fireheart? I'm confused. Anyway, thank you. You enjoy your walk towards the end of the year? I thought you did, yeah. But anyway, Amber, thank you very much for the support. 7 months, right? 7 months. Yeah, this is a new avatar. This is the leveling experience. I refuse to go into Bosnia. I'm not doing it. The plan was I'm doing dungeons, and that's what I'm doing, even if it takes me half an hour. Oh, fuck. If only I was online earlier and actually did leveling. Looks like other people are having the same issue. How tall is Fran? She's the smallest bun height. And I'm the smallest Makote height. So the difference is quite large. Give it as no point, Maxwell. You want to level your Reaper?